in
Makes
England.
sense.
Two of the greatest British heavyweight champions ever.
A little bit late, but
It's a little late,
Yeah.
especially after Anthony Joshua's last fight. That was a scary one. I was like, whoa.
yeah, but both of them,
Yes.
both of the fights they did.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not the same guys.
No, but
still,
it's still
they're
super
legends.
excited. Exactly,
They're
they're
both
legends, and it's a huge fight that
But
finally
other than
got
that-
made.
Other than that, the fight is a rematch.
Yeah.
You and Usyk is
100%.
the fight. That is the fight in the heavyweight division right now. There's no one else out there that's like, there's Moses Itauma, who people don't really know about enough yet.
Not yet, yeah,
I
but
think
he's
the future.
100%.
Ooh,
100%.
that guy's good. Ooh,
Dynamite.
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 He's so fast.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah.
And he's so slick in how he moves in and out.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
Really good matchup. I mean, I'm on record of saying I think Moses Itauma, even though people might not agree with me, beats everyone in the division, maybe apart from Oleksandr Usyk right now. I think would old man him and beat him on points based on his skills and experience and the fact he's also a southpaw, a southie, so a lefty. So I think Hrgovic is a brilliant test for Moses Itauma. He's going to have to work the guy out. I think he gets to him. I think it's going to be a terrific fight.
I think he does. As good as I think Hrgovic is, and he will master good for me, I just think Itauma is all wrong for him, because Hrgovic just stand up tall, straight shots. I think Itauma will just be miles too fast for him, because Hrgovic is going to come and have a go. Hrgovic is going to try and knock Itauma out, which is great.
This is the biggest fight of my life. I can box, I put on a good rhymes. I'm gonna stop Moses and stop that hype. I believe in myself.
A first piece of advice, I can't give anything to a future Moses because the future Moses is going to be smarter than me. But I would say keep changing. When you start progressing in life, there's people that keep wanting to try and bring you back. And it's like there's a reason why you left the life you was living. So I would probably say keep evolving.
Moses Itauma discusses how his perspective on the fight against Filip Hrgovic has not changed, even though the IBF world title is now on the line. He explains that for him, the belts are simply a result of a good performance. Itauma emphasizes that he was already taking Hrgovic very seriously before the title was involved, and that his main motivation remains beating Hrgovic himself. While he acknowledges it would be an honor to become a world champion, his focus stays fixed on the opponent in front of him.
The belts just come with the performance. With boxing Hrgovic, I was taking him serious, and now that the belt's on the line, I still take him serious. Nothing's changed. I still want to beat him as much as I did before the belts were on the line. So of course, it'll be an honor, and I'd love to be a world champion, but it's about Filip Hrgovic himself, you know.
Moses Itauma clarifies his past call-outs. He explains he wasn't specifically targeting Filip Hrgovic a year ago. Instead, his goal was simply to test himself against someone highly ranked in the division. He mentions that he called out several names, and Hrgovic just happened to be the one who accepted the challenge. For Itauma, the focus wasn't on a single individual, but rather on securing a fight against a top-tier contender to progress his career.
Specifically Hrgovic, I just wanted somebody that's up there, highly ranked and whatnot, and obviously Hrgovic is one of the guys. And I called out everybody's name, and obviously Hrgovic was one of the guys that accepted the fight.
Filip Hrgovic discusses his perspective on the intense hype surrounding his upcoming fight with Moses Itauma. He acknowledges that the current narrative is focused entirely on building Itauma into a future superstar, with his own role seen merely as a stepping stone. He mentions that the boxing world is writing him off, comparing Itauma to a young Mike Tyson. Despite being viewed as the underdog, Hrgovic expresses total belief in his own abilities, citing his wealth of experience, power, and the fact that this fight is happening at the perfect moment in his career.
It's all about him. But that's the way it is, you know. They building potentially superstar, and I should be just one step for him on that way to becoming a superstar. But you know, that's my opportunity to come and to destroy his and their dreams, and the best for myself. And I know. The world, boxing world, you know, write me off in this fight that he's like new Mike Tyson, young kid young destroyer, but I believe in myself, and this is the biggest fight of my life, and it's in the right moment. I'm just 34, a lot of experience, a lot of energy, a lot of power, a lot of everything, so I'm happy with this fight, and I'll beat him.
Hrgovic reflects on his past hard-fought matches, noting that he has learned how to fight back when things get tough rather than giving up. He contrasts his journey with his opponents, stating that while he has frequently faced trouble and been tested in elite-level competition, Moses Itauma has yet to be truly pushed or placed in a difficult position. He believes this accumulation of tough rounds and challenges is what fundamentally separates his character from Itauma's, as he has had to earn his way to the top without the same level of early support or hype.
Hard to don't give up, to fight back, and to endure everything on my way to the win. So I had hard path outside of the ring and in the ring, and a lot of hard fights, a lot of challenges, a lot of tough rounds. It make you stronger person, stronger will, and it just built me. I think it just built me different than him. I feel like when it's compared to my career, he's got everything on the table, that, and it's different.
Moses Itauma discusses his motivation for taking the fight against Filip Hrgovic. He explains that he was looking for a necessary step up in competition. He notes that Hrgovic has a superior resume compared to his previous opponents and holds a higher world ranking, making this matchup a vital part of his career progression and the path he wants to take in boxing. Following this, the interviewer asks Itauma about the specific dangers he expects to face from Hrgovic that he might have witnessed in sparring or as an amateur.
Do you know what? I just wanted to step up anyway, so Hrgovic has got a better resume than all the guys I've beat. I mean, he's ranked higher than me, so like I said, it's a step up. It's a necessary step up, and it's necessary to where I want to go.
I like the ambition before I go.
Filip Hrgovic discusses his deep-seated desire to win a world title, which has been a childhood dream of his. He notes that while he has already achieved many things in the sport, the championship belt remains his ultimate goal. He acknowledges that Moses Itauma is the man standing in his way, and he asserts that he must defeat him to fulfill his lifelong ambition.
Sport.
Of course, I want that. It's my dream since I was a kid, so that's the most important thing. Already achieved a lot of things, and I did everything what I wanted to do in boxing, but I never won the title, and that's the one thing, of course, I want to do. So he's the man in front of me, and I must beat him, of course, to achieve that dream.
He says his team will.
Filip Hrgovic asserts that he is the most challenging opponent Moses Itauma has faced to date. He highlights that Itauma has never been in the ring with a fighter possessing his level of experience, endurance, toughness, and power. Hrgovic expresses skepticism regarding the hype surrounding Itauma as a future superstar or the next Lennox Lewis, stating he remains unimpressed and needs to see more evidence of Itauma's ability to handle adversity and elite-level competition before he is convinced of his quality.
I think yeah, I'm the best opponent he faced. I think he never been until now in the ring with someone like me with that kind of experience, endurance, toughness, power. So let's see how good he is. Everyone says he's a future superstar, future Lennox Lewis.
I mean, you believe it as well, though.
Let's see.
Do you believe it as well? Do you believe he's that good?
We'll see, I don't know. For right now, I'm not impressed. I must see something more than this to believe he's a real deal.
Hrgovic is a large, Croatian heavyweight, standing 6 feet 6 inches with an 82-inch reach. He fights out of an orthodox stance and holds Ahe is highly effective on the front foot, using a long, fluid jab to set up power shots in the 1-2 combination. He is also a skilled combination puncher who likes to work off a high guard to attack an opponent's head and body. His primary defense consists of maintaining a high guard and using his legs to move around the ring to reset. The narrator notes that Hrgovic is generally less effective when forced to box while on the back foot.
Obviously a Croatian heavyweight, he is a big man. He is 6'6" and has an 82-inch reach, meaning that he's around 2 inches taller than Itauma with a 3-inch reach advantage. He fights out of the orthodox stance. He's got 20 wins with 1 loss, and 15 of those wins coming by way of stoppage. And it is, for me, his height, his length, and his reach that really feeds into how he goes about his business in the ring. He's got a long, fluid jab that he uses in a variety of different ways. He likes to just touch the man sometimes. Sometimes he really puts a lot behind it. But generally, I would say that that jab is being used to set up long shots like the 1-2. He likes to throw hooks around.
Filip Hrgovic's tactical approach, focusing on his combination punching and front foot pressure. He explains that Hrgovic loves to stay on the front foot, using aggressive combinations to force his opponents to stay engaged. When an opponent has a high guard, Hrgovic uses his volume of punches to keep their guard occupied, systematically working from the head down to the body. A key part of Hrgovic's style is his ability to vary his angles of attack, which makes him difficult to predict even when standing directly in front of him.
And the big thing I'd say about Hrgovic that I notice when I watch him box is that he likes to be on the front foot. He can be on the back foot too, but I'd certainly say that he's less effective offensively when on the back foot. He's not someone who's jabbing and moving, taking little half steps back. Generally speaking, he likes to be on the front foot. And what he likes to do when he's on the front foot is come forward and throw aggressive combinations. He is definitely a good combination puncher. And in particular, when you have a high guard, he loves to work off that high guard, use combinations to keep it up and then go down to the body. And he's very good at also varying his entries. So you'll be standing in front of him and he will find different ways of approaching his attacks, which can make him quite unpredictable.
Itauma states that his job is to simply fight the people ranked above him or those he is capable of beating. He emphasizes that he stays focused on his work, regardless of outside noise. He reveals that Hrgovic was an available opponent who is under the same promotional banner, Frank Warren's Queensberry, making the fight logistically easier to organize compared to others. He notes that because Hrgovic is ranked higher than him in several governing bodies, this fight represents a logical step forward in his career, stating, "I thought Filip Hrgovic was the best opponent out of all of them, and he was eager to get the bag by taking on a high-level challenge."
It's just my job, Simon. It's I just got to fight the people that are above me. I've got to fight the people that I can. Obviously, Hrgovic is with or is under Frank Warren and contractually was able to fight me, so he was an available opponent. And out of the 4 or 5 names that I had, I thought Filip Hrgovic was the best opponent out of all of them. And I said, let's make that fight happen. And obviously, because he's actually signed to Queensberry, Frank Warren, it was like, yeah, man, let's do it. Because other fights, there could have been other fights that are different, but they are more difficult to make. Whereas this one, obviously under the same promotional banner, obviously he's ranked higher than me in some governing bodies. I was just like, yeah, man, like get the bag or get...
Itauma clarifies that while a knockout is part of his game plan and something he hopes for, it is not his sole obsession or target entering. He emphasizes that his primary objective is to stay disciplined and stick to the game plan. He notes that if a knockout happens as a result of that process, he is satisfied, but if it doesn't, he is equally prepared to simply do the work required to win.
I mean, that's my game plan, but that's what I hope for, but I never really go focusing on a knockout. I just focus on sticking to the game plan. And if it leads to a knockout, it leads to a knockout. If it don't, it don't.
Filip Hrgovic discusses his prediction for the upcoming fight. When asked about his manager Keith Connolly predicting a first-round knockout, Hrgovic confirms he absolutely believes he can achieve this, stating he is strong like a rock. Hrgovic admits that while he is typically a slow starter, he is consciously training to start fast for this fight. He emphasizes that he wants to get into the fight with Itauma immediately rather than boxing cautiously, noting that he wants to test how tough his opponent really is.
About a first-round knockout, do you think you could knock him out in the first round?
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Look this. Touch this.
It's strong, mate.
Fuck, sure. Man, I'm strong like a rock. I can knock out a horse.
Yeah.
So, of course, I believe. And he start fast. You know, don't start fast. I'm slow starter. But this fight, I will start fast. I must train to start fast, and I wanna get into the fight with him. I don't wanna box too much with him. I wanna get into the fight and see how tough he is.
My last question for you, in the face-off you mentioned...
Hrgovic clearly respects his opponent, describing him as a tough, durable guy. However, he maintains a high level of confidence, stating that he doesn't view him as being on his level. Despite this, he emphasizes that there is no room for complacency. He stresses the necessity to remain cautious and ready in his preparation, making it clear that he must secure a victory to continue his climb in the heavyweight division and stay focused on his ultimate goal of becoming a world champion, balancing professional respect for his opponent with a disciplined, championship-focused intensity.
looking forward to that. He's a tough, durable guy, and I think he's not on my level, but I need to be cautious and I need to be ready, and I must beat this guy.
Filip Hrgovic evaluates the undefeated career of Moses Itauma. While he acknowledges that Itauma has had a perfect run so far, Hrgovic insists that the youngster has yet to face a truly great opponent. He points out that Itauma has never been properly tested, meaning he has never received a real punch or experienced being dropped in the ring. While Hrgovic gives him credit for his impressive technique, IQ, and speed, he emphasizes that the ultimate question remains whether Itauma has the heart of a real warrior when pushed to his limits in a high-stakes fight.
Didn't do any mistake, so he just beat up everyone, but the reality is that he wasn't in there with a great fighter. He never received a real punch, he never was dropped, and I think, my opinion, that he still is not tested, and that he needs a good test to see. We need to see, is he a real warrior or not? So he definitely got all the abilities. He got technique, he got IQ, he's fast, and his southpaw, he's a great fighter, but we'll see, is he a real warrior? So I believe I'll fight him. I mean,
Filip Hrgovic approaches his interaction with Moses Itauma during the press conference. Rather than being overtly aggressive, Hrgovic adopts a patronizing, dismissive demeanor, treating Itauma like an unproven younger brother or child. Hrgovic repeatedly emphasizes his own extensive background in elite amateur boxing and the World Series of Boxing, which are highly prestigious in his native Croatia and across Eastern Europe. He essentially brushes off Itauma's professional successes, implying that until the younger fighter has proven himself against established, world-level veterans at a young age as Hrgovic did, his achievements hold little weight.
Itauma doesn't need any more praise. He gets enough of that. So when his opponent is giving it to him, what do you think Itauma's going to do? He's going to absolutely lap it up. He's going to lap it up. The Franklin one, much more of the same. This one, Filip Hrgovic in the press conference, some would argue he was disrespectful to Itauma. I don't. I think that Hrgovic was looking at Itauma like he would a nephew or a little brother or something like that. Someone as if you're a kid, you say you do all these things, but in my mind, you haven't done anything. Hrgovic kept referring to him and the amateurs and him and the WSB. Obviously, Filip Hrgovic is from Eastern Europe. He's from Croatia. Amateur boxing in that part of the world is very much, that's seen as one of the pinnacles. If you are an elite level amateur, you've gone to the Olympics, you've done things at WSB, that is seen as extremely impressive.
The Proper Boxing podcasters are discussing the upcoming fight between Moses Itauma and Filip Hrgovic. They all agree that this match represents a major step up and a serious test for Itauma's career. They analyze Hrgovic and note that he has an incredibly tough chin, making him difficult to knock out. Because of Hrgovic's durability, the analysts suggest the fight will likely go the distance, with Itauma potentially winning the match on points rather than by a knockout.
I'm glad someone's taken it. I'm sure Hrgovic has been weighed on handsomely for this because no one else wanted to fight him. And this is a real test. Hrgovic is looking like he's got a bit between his teeth as well. And we're going to find out if Moses has got a chin, I think, in this fight. We're going to find out because there's no way he's going to go in there. I can't see him going there and just blitzing Hrgovic. I can't see it. I think this is definitely going rounds and he's definitely going to get his chin checked. So we're going to find out. I still expect Moses to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Moses wins on points because I think he knows the danger. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm calling it. That's my early prediction with it. I think Moses on points, and I think he might lose a couple of rounds in there as well. So
yeah, I'm with the Messiah on that one because I think he could go the distance. This one, I think he's going to do well to get Hrgovic out of there because his chin is unbelievable. Hrgovic, he's got to be.
The Proper podcasters express their excitement about the upcoming boxing match between Moses Itauma and Filip Hrgovic. They confirm that they will be recording their fight episode live from the Pilot Pub, a familiar spot for them that is conveniently located near the arena. The group is clearly buzzing with anticipation for the event and is looking forward to seeing this specific matchup. They view Hrgovic as having perhaps the best chin in the division, making him incredibly hard to stop. Consequently, while they expect Itauma to ultimately win, they predict the fight will likely go the full distance, with Itauma securing a points victory after a grueling challenge.
Hrgovic and Itauma. Is it the fight that is perfect for Mr. Moses Itauma now. Kaya.
Oh, mate, yeah. Can't wait because we're going to be there and we're going to take over the pilot again, ladies and gentlemen. So meet us there if you want to.
Take over the pilot. As you go in the door, there's a little booth on the left.
Yeah, a little bit on the left. There's about eight
Just us sitting there with our coach.
Took over the
With our
booth in the
Fosters.
pilot.
It's blinding though, because the pilot's perfect. It's a short little walk. You can see the the arena. As soon as you leave the pub, you see it in the distance. Everyone's all fucking had about a few beers or whatever, and everyone's buzzing to get in there. Lovely little pub. So we'll be in there again. But what a fight.
Hrgovic notes that Itauma is becoming a superstar after a relatively small number of fights. He argues that Itauma has had everything on the table for him and didn't have to make the same sacrifices he did. Hrgovic contrasts this with his own path, describing it as a much harder struggle. He emphasizes that he had to learn the boxing business on his own without outside help. Ultimately, Hrgovic states that while he acknowledges Itauma works hard in training, he believes their paths are fundamentally different. He concludes by saying he intends to test whether Itauma is the real deal or not when they meet on August 29th.
Winning Youth World Championship, which I won as well, and in like 10, 14 fights, you know, he becoming like a superstar. You know, I feel like he got all on the table. You know, he didn't sacrifice a lot for that where he is now. I think my path was much harder, much harder. I work so hard to get into this position, and I feel like everything what he achieved was like given. Of course, he working hard, he's training every day, but it's not the same kind of struggle what I went through and himself.
Moses Itauma remained remarkably composed when discussing his opponent's recent verbal attacks. He dismissed the back and forth, clearly stating that all the talk in the world won't change the ultimate outcome of the fight. Itauma emphasized that he lets his work inside the ring speak for itself, rather than engaging in a war of words. He found it interesting to finally face an opponent like Filip Hrgovic who is willing to talk back, but remained steadfast in his belief that such games have no impact on the intensity or result of the actual showdown on fight night. For him, the focus is entirely on the performance when the bell rings.
It doesn't mean anything though. Philip can say all as he want. It ain't gonna change fight night. At the end of the day, the talking ain't gonna fight for you. So the fighting's gonna do the fighting, and it's nice. It's nice to finally hear somebody, I don't know, give some stick back. But like I said, it's not